Hi, my name is Nick Carpenter-Brooks and I'm here with Jada Pekova of the England Roses, and we're going to use some tiger tape today to talk through one of the ways which we can strap a netball player for an ankle injury. So ankle sprains happen all the time in netball, so a lot of the girls will have an ankle strapping into training. At the start you want to get them to come into flexion a little bit so we can get the most support from the tape, and then what we'll do to start off with is a little bit of under to just look after the skin and protect the skin. And it's really important to go nice and light here, because if you add loads of tension to the under wrap, what will happen is it will start to roll up and curl up on itself. So you just go light layer of under wrap, and there's 100 ways to strap an ankle, but the way that I would do it is I'd go 2 light anchors at the top. Okay, so again, these are nice and loose around the ankle, because if you go too tight it can get really uncomfortable here. So we'll go 1 at the top, and then we'll go 1 half a tape width underneath, just like that. Again, nice and loose. And then one of the things I like to do is add a little bit of an anchor on the bottom, and again, I'm not using this to kind of add any increased support here, but one thing it does is when we come around for the stirrups and the sixes, at times as they cross over, it can add a little bit of a pinch to the skin. So this gives us a bit of a guide to work with, and also helps to stop a little bit of that kind of skin getting pinched. So then we're going to move on to the stirrup. So I always go 3, and I start at the back, and I always go inside to outside here. And the reason for that is because almost all ankle injuries in netball happen where the foot flexes inwards. So we want to be able to come around the bottom and then add the traction up here to rotate that foot away from the way it normally gets injured. Make sure it's nice and stuck down. And we're going to go 3 of those, so we'll repeat that twice more. So we'll go from the inside, nice and light through here, and then again, once we get onto the outside, add a little bit of traction once you've ripped it to give a little bit of support there. And we'll go 1 more. And again, as a general rule with an ankle strapping, you have to be really careful to avoid coming too low down on the foot, because if you compress the base of the 5th metatarsal when they're running, you can get really uncomfortable really quickly. So then I'm just going to go 1, 6 each side. So I'm going to start the tape on a bit of an angle. This is going to help me as I come around the foot, because it means I can get back to where I've started much more easily. So again, wrapping round, avoiding the base of 5th, and then adding the traction as we come up round, and we finish just below where we started on that side. And then we'll go exactly the same on the other side. I'm going a little bit looser on this side again, because what we want to avoid is pulling the ankle into inversion. So we're just coming up round, crossing over there, and just finishing slightly lower than where we started. And then all we're going to do is finish with 2 heel locks. Okay, so we're going to come across here, across the heel bone on the bottom, and try not to go high up on the Achilles, because that can be quite uncomfortable again. And then you're going to wrap round, come under the sole of the foot, and you're going to finish roughly where you started again, around the top of the ankle. Then we're going to do 1 more of those to finish. So again, crossing over onto the heel bone, not onto the Achilles. And again, finishing where you started. And then just closing it off with an anchor around the top. And then, as a personal preference, if I can, to close off any bits that are showing underneath as well. So we just go 1 more loose anchor there to wrap it up, and that's one way to strap an ankle.